Hello, I hope everyone is having a good day today or whatever time you're watching this video. So I'm a little bit late, but it's today, just a little bit late. Anyways, I'm gonna just jump in straight into the topic. So this video is gonna be about journaling and self-reflection. I'm doing this video because I had a few people ask me about journaling. They don't know where to start, and also self-reflection. And journaling is really helpful when you want to do self-reflection because you're writing down things that you're good at already, that you're settled on, but things you want to improve in. And it's good also, especially to look back at it to see if you made any progress on it. So I'm just gonna jump straight into it. But before that, the journal you want, that's up to you. I use a regular journal, like a school journal. I didn't get anything fancy, but yeah, you pick the journal you want. That's up to you. Only you know what you're going to write down on there. So I'm gonna get to it now. So journaling, you can write down a lot of things that you want, and I wrote a list to help me with this. So what I wrote down was things that I like about myself and things that I don't like. And that could be about my appearance, my skills, my character, and my habits. So for example, my appearance, I like my eyebrows. I always hear from people, they ask me if I do my eyebrows, and I tell them no. And they ask because it looks like I do them, but I don't. They just naturally look like that, and that's what I like about my eyebrows. The second, I like my hair. I like my hair color. My hair color is brown, light brown actually. It looks dark here a little bit, but yeah, it's brown. And in some areas it's blonde. If you look closely at it, it's kind of blonde and goldish. If you look very closely at it, it's gonna be hard with here to see because of the lights, but yeah, the lightning. So yeah, those are two things I like about my appearance, and two things that I don't like are my feet. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like my feet because I have big feet. I'm a size 8, and it's embarrassing for me because, well, I'm a female, but I can't control that. And also my calves. I have big calves, and I don't like it. I wish my calves were slimmed, but that's just how my calves are. And I think my calves got big because I would run a lot when I was young. Even when nobody was chasing me, I would run around the house. And also because I work out, and working out affects everyone's body differently. So that's that. You can write down things about your appearance and what you like and what you don't like. You can write down the skills that you're good at, and it can be like a sport you're good at, or music, singing, dancing, drawing, painting, whatever it is. And so you write that down on this side, and then on this side you can have like a list of maybe something you want to add, like to your skill. Like maybe you want to learn how to write, like write a book or something, or you want to learn how to act, have acting skills. So that's an example for skills. And for character, for me, an example I can give from what I'm naturally good at is being kind and generous. I see myself as a kind person, whether it comes through my words or my actions, like giving someone encouragement or motivation or comfort, or doing something good for someone, like buying them something, or just being generous, like giving something for free, whatever it could be, like something I have that I don't use anymore, or I do but don't really use it much, if that makes sense. So yeah, kindness and generous. And So that's like this side for me, and on this side, maybe this side, something I can work on in my character. Well, what I've been working on lately is integrity. Now, I'm not 100% there, still working on that, and also that can be a list of something that I can put down to work on: integrity or insecurity. And especially if you're a person that wants to work on being patient, like you want to add that to your character, you want to be a person that's patient, you can do that. You can write that down. So like in moments where you're being tested in a moment where you can easily be responding out of anger or giving a reaction. Well, in those moments, instead of reacting out of anger, you can just remain calm. Or like if somebody's telling you something and it's easy to say something back, you can just say something back gently or respectfully, or just not say anything at all and walk away. So yeah, that patience that's not gonna fall into you naturally. That's something we have to practice. So that's something we can practice when those moments happen, when something happens that makes us angry or irritated. So there's a lot more things that you can do, that you can add, not just insecurity, not just what's the word? I don't know why I'm struggling with speaking today. I'm sorry about that. But like being confident, you can also add that, like wanting to be confident, like maybe with you want to be good at speaking, being patient, always telling the truth, integrity. Or maybe you have a hard time being kind with people that are difficult to be kind to, and etc. Like there's a bunch of things that you can add to your character. And also habits. So for me, as an example, habits, I'm consistent in working out. Even when I don't feel like it, I go work out. So I'm good there. Now here on this side is doom scrolling for me. This is what I need to work on. And I know I doom scroll when I'm stressed or I'm bored and have nothing to do. And that can be something for me to work on. And that's something that you can work on as well. Well, yours might not be doom scrolling, but it can be maybe overeating or eating unhealthy. Even if you are eating a proper amount, it might not be the right food that you're eating. Or overspending. Start saving money. You want to create habits that you're saving money for something, or in case of emergencies, if things happen, you want to create those habits. So those are things that you can write down about what you like and what you don't like, what you're really good at and settled in, and other side is what you want to improve in and do good in. The next one is you can write down your goals. What is it that you want to do or achieve in? And it can be eating healthy. It can be learning a sport or an instrument. You have that as a goal. You want to do it for fun or whatever the case is. You want to do content, vlog. I know I had written down some goals in my journal. I wrote down things in my journal of what I was going to do this year, and I didn't accomplish all of them, but I did do some of them. And one thing I want to say is don't overwhelm yourself with trying to do all of it at once, because that's not going to be helpful. That's going to overwhelm you. It's going to be too much. And because if you're doing all of it at once on what you want to work on, you're going to feel frustrated because you might be struggling with all of them when you look back to see if you're making progress. And if you're not making progress on any of them, it's gonna you're gonna feel overwhelmed, like it's too much, it's a struggle. So I'd say like do 2 or 3 things at least That's up to you, especially like on your schedule. If you have goals that you want to write down, that's up to you. So I would recommend like at least 2 or 3 things that you would like to work on. So yeah, I will leave that there up to you. So I had accomplished making videos here, like doing TikToks and making videos here on YouTube. That's a goal for me that I accomplished this year, and also looking for healthy new meals to make. That's something I accomplished as well this year, and learning piano, still learning it, and yeah, working out. So that's like an example. The third one is writing down your thoughts and feelings. Now this one is to help you out with understanding your emotions, like what are you feeling. So I wrote down thoughts and feelings. What emotion are you feeling? You can write that down, and you can have the options of like if you're sad or feeling angry, guilt, shame, or joy, or you're feeling neutral, maybe like not happy but not sad either, or not mad at the same time. And you can also like ask yourself, like, what is your energy like? Is it down or up or neutral, like in the middle? Is it positive or negative? And you can also ask yourself why. Whatever the answer is, you can ask yourself why you're feeling this way. What is making you feel this? And it could be maybe because your mind overthinking something, or a certain event that happened that made you feel this way, or if someone said something to you and it made you feel a certain way. So those are like options I put that might help you understand why you feel those emotions. And that's all I have for that. And that one would really be helpful to understand your emotions and whatever it is that you're feeling. You can write down whatever you want, like whatever just comes out of whatever it is that's in your mind. You can write it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to sound good. You just write it down because it's your thoughts and your feelings. And sometimes our feelings can be messy, and it's okay. And another thing is, this is just extra, and it's only if you want to. You don't have to, but I do this. I wrote down like lessons that I learned, and quotes that I always remembered that stuck out to me. Because there's one quote that stuck out to me, and I've always kept it in my head. And also sometimes I have thoughts in my mind like that sound good, so I end up writing it down. It's like a random quote I think of, so I write it down. And honestly, I would recommend this a lot, like to write down the lessons you learned, the quotes that stood out to you, because it's really helpful to look back at the things you learned. But again, it's up to you. I would say it's very helpful, but up to you if you want to. And you can also write down the dates of when you wrote it, and that's what I do. I write down the dates of when I wrote it, just to see when I wrote this and what was going on during that time. And that's all I have for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down something. And yeah, journaling helps with self-reflection, because especially if you're gonna write down something about your character that you want to change, that will help you a lot in that area, because you're seeing what you're doing, you're learning about yourself basically. That's what you're doing when you journal and when you self-reflect, and that's what it is. And that's all I have to say. I hope this helped you guys, and I'll end the video here. I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day.